Alright, welcome back. Just got finished dealing with the circle tower of the mages, getting rid of their blood mage and demon problem, at least for the time being. We know that's an ongoing deal, that'll never truly be solved, but at least get them out of their immediate crisis. And went back to the party camp and had some banter with our followers, got to know some of them a bit better, got to give Morgan her mother's grimoire. We know that's not going to end well, right? And was thinking about heading off to the next main story area. Now this area is pretty interesting, as it's going to send us to a few other places. This isn't like, just go there, solve their problem, and move on. This is going to be an ongoing deal here. But I'd like to get it started. Alright, so we're going to head to Redcliffe. And I want to keep my strongest party members with me for right now, because anytime I travel, there's going to be the likelihood of running into these things where these swords will cross, and it's basically a little conflict. We'll see it here in a second. This one's going to actually trigger a cutscene, but we're going to run into a lot of these, and the more thorough you are in each area that you visit, the more of these you'll run into, because you'll find clues and stuff which will cause these things to spawn. Now this right here is actually really interesting.
There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution. With your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards.
An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Now take a close look at Loghain's face.
Just get it done.
He was looking like that before Ostagar, okay? But he kind of looks like he's suffering from blight poisoning. Even though apparently he hasn't been bit by a darkspawn, at least not that I know of. Maybe he has. I don't know, but he's certainly working for the Archdemon, and I'll give you several reasons why I say that. One is you see Rendon Howe there, okay? We know he was the one that, if you've ever played the Human Origin, goes to assassinate all the Kuslans, right? Okay, hold on a second.
Ah, a fellow traveler of the fair lands. Are you a seeker, perchance? My packs are light, but I have a tome of strange origin. The Deus V Eternus, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world from the Maker himself.
Yeah, I have 5 copies.
Will the wonders of this all too small a land never cease? Well, they will for you. Get them!
Okay, this guy's here because we were thorough when we were searching the tower, and there were these pages, I think, that we picked up, and they were evidence of the apprentices there getting their hands on this book that, I don't know, probably caused them to spawn a demon or something, who knows. But, anyway, look at this mage up here on the cliff. He will cause my entire party to get wiped in very little time if I don't take him out of the game. Alright, so anyway, the more thorough you are, the more of these you'll run into. Basically, try to find everything that you can in each area, and you will spawn a lot of these, and that is what gets you the extra XP and gold you need to level up and get stuff. Anyway, alright, so we got Earl Rendon Howe, who's sent to murder the Kuslans. If you've ever played the Human Origin, you'd know that. Alright, the Kuslans were going to provide backup for the King's armies. Now, Loghain's entire thing is, I don't ever want to serve the Orlesians again, because he apparently fought so hard to get Ferelden out from under Orlesian rule. Like, this rule that he has here, during a blight, trying to start a civil war, and all the other things that I'm fixing to list are better, are somehow better than anything the Orlesians provided. Honestly, we'll go back to the Orlesians, because this dude's an evil piece of shit in every way, shape, and form. He had planned all this. We found out when we were at the Circle Tower that he's the one that was behind Uldred going to overthrow the Circle Tower and bring blood magic there. All right, we're gonna uncover a lot more dirty secrets, many of which were probably in motion before Ostagar ever happened. All right, we know that he sent he was in there with Earl Rendon Howe, who's obviously his little compatriot there, to murder the Kuslans. We know that, probably in exchange for giving him whatever the Kuslans had, like their estate and the area, the land that, a ban, what do they call it, a banor or whatever. basically his own little turf to be ruler over, or whatever he promised him. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Bottom line is he had them murdered, and by Earl Rendon's Howl, by his words right there, we just find out that it was Loghain's idea from the start to have the Grey Wardens eliminated. He didn't just say some survived and are looking for you. He said some survived Ostagar, period. So apparently, along with overthrowing the Mage Tower and everything else, he planned to kill off the Grey Wardens. Now we know from having talked to Duncan, and Loghain is fully aware of this too, that the Grey Wardens are your last hope against the Blight. They're the only ones that can kill an Archdemon. Remember, they asked Duncan, they said, what happens if a Archdemon appears? And Duncan's like, well, that's what we're here for. Loghain knows that, but he wanted to have all the Grey Wardens eliminated during a Blight. So he's serving the Archdemon in every way, shape, or form. Whatever's twisted his corrupt heart and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Even Flemeth says something to that effect. That the darkness of men's hearts can be more evil than any twisted creature like a darkspawn, and we see that as being the case. So he's also going to start a civil war here, and he's going to tear down Ferelden in every way, shape, or form during a Blight to remove all of its defenses. The mages, all right, the backup soldiers, divide all the bands.
Look,
all right.
can we talk for a moment?
Anyway, think about
I
it.
need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
And then you have this guy who's always got another secret that he should have said last time. What is this, a half dozen times now?
I told you before how Al Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose. Ha! Yes, I guess it does at that. I should use that line more often. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry. Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you. I thought you should know about it. Oh, no, I don't like the sound of that, if that's where you're going. It was made very clear to me early on that there's no room for me on the throne. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Al Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaelin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard... Oh, no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens. Oh, lovely. I'm going to regret this. Somehow I just know it.
All right, you go and pretend that, and I'll just go and pretend you don't have a half dozen more secrets that could, change the course of history or anything, but that you don't find important at any given time. But you'll come up later and say, I should have told you a minute ago this might have saved the world, but, I didn't think it was important at the time. You just keep thinking that. And I'll just go with what Morgan said, that you really are as unintelligent as you look. You really are. You just have good hair, that's all.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us? The Arl? Then you don't know. Has nobody out there heard? He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arlemon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
Alright, now the point I was making about Loghain. If Loghain's behind this right here, too, then there can't be any doubt, because this didn't happen just since Ostergard. This had been going on before that. So this is all by conspiracy and plot. This is just a result of Loghain pulling out like a coward. His cowardice was planned well ahead of time.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan. Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Tern Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault. They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arleman.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Morgan, stop being a bitch.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle. Of course. I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes? Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more. Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him. I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead, perhaps. Spirits possessing the bodies of the dead. We could be dealing with a mage, but who would do such a thing?
Imagine that. A mage doing that. Can't believe it. That would never happen.
Luck be with you, my friend.
Alright, so we have our course laid out for us. We have to go talk to several people and make preparations for the battle.
There is not much daylight left. This is hardly the time to be discussing personal details, don't you think? We will have to fight for our lives very shortly. I beg your pardon, my lady. Where are my manners? What would you like to know? I don't know. If Connor lives, he'll be the Arl, and I'll need to help him with it. If he's... well, I don't want to think about that. Skilled enough to know there are many far better than myself. After the first attack, I wanted to go for help, but I couldn't just leave these people. The Bannon gear up to battle Loghain, while Darkspawn loom to the south. Loghain won't send anyone, so Redcliffe is on its own. Oh, you mean, am I married? No, I've never had the pleasure. If I did, I'd be lucky to find a woman as lovely as yourself. If I may be so bold, what of you, my lady? Are you married? Ha, just so. Good, then my secrets are still safe. I was worried for a moment there. Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
I have no personal interest if this guy is a romance option, but it is... I'm kind of curious. Maybe for those who would be interested in that maybe at some point later in the game or something. I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe so. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. And on the next one, we'll get about our business here in Redcliffe. If you want to subscribe, hit that button over my head. If you want more of the origins up to this point, click the top box. And all my videos, click the bottom box. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.